Good afternoon. I'm Monisa Klein here at the GBTA broadcast studio, and joining me today is Charlie Sultan, who is the president of SAP Concur, and in fact is celebrating 10 years with Concur. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, and thanks a lot for having me.
No, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
So lots going on in the industry.
Always.
Always. This is, I think, the most exciting industry to be in.
Agreed.
And one of the hottest topics in travel right now, of course, is generative AI. How do you think the technology will be incorporated into business travel, and what might be ahead in the next few years? What do you see in the crystal ball?
You know, what's really interesting is I think, for customers that have been using Concur Travel and Expense now for years, they're already using AI. So it's really nothing new for us. As a matter of fact, I think in 2018, SAP created an SAP AI Ethics Council to make sure that the data was being used responsibly, that they had all the protocols in place. Obviously the strongest of German privacy laws and European privacy laws. And so we've been at it for quite a while. Our Hotel Folio product has been using it. Our audit product has been using it. And so it's really one of the benefits of AI is it's in the data. And if the data is not good, then the AI is not going to be good. And we're very fortunate that we have the largest subset of travel and expense data out there in the ecosystem. And so because we are integrated, because it's all within one company, it's very easy to utilize the data, to analyze it. And so there's a lot of cool things that could be done in the horizon. We've started integrating into our request product. So if you're trying to figure out and get approval for, can you go on a trip? The AI can figure out, essentially come up with a pretty reasonable estimate for what the trip is going to cost. Whereas in the past, the traveler would have had to go and look to see how much is the airfare going to be? How much is the hotel going to be? How much? And so now the AI technology can figure that out and simplify it. We're really on a quest to figure out how we can get to a world where travel and expenses practically manage themselves. And we see AI as a big component of it. So SAP really believes in deeply integrating AI into all of the business's processes going forward. And so our travelers, our travel managers, our expense professionals, our accounts payable groups, will see that. There's also really large language models lend themselves really well to a lot of applications in travel. If you think about travel policies, most companies have them, most employees haven't read them. AI is a great example of something that can go in and look at pages and pages and reams of information. And then if I go and say and ask, hey, can I go from Denver to Frankfurt in business class? It can go, it can look who I am, it can look what parameters I need to meet and say, yes, you're eligible, no, you're not eligible. And so there's things around travel policy. If you think about fare rules are, anyone who's looked at a rule display in the GDS or looked at the all caps, that's another great example where it'd be a lot easier to just figure out and use the AI to say, okay, is this refundable? Is it changeable? What are the attributes around it? So there's good applications there. We've just started working as well on a small group module. So my team is a great example for this. My team is scattered all over. And so we try to figure out where are we going to meet. And so AI can now say, okay, you've got some employees in Seattle, you've got some employees in Atlanta, you've got some employees in LA, you're in Denver, so we've got employees in London. Where would be a good place to meet? It can actually go look at the calendars. It can say, hey, you know what? October 13th, here's 3 different cities, here's cost estimates for if your team were to gather. So there's really good applications there. There's really a lot of opportunity there. And I really do believe that for companies that don't have their travel and expense integrated, that they're going to be putting themselves in a situation where they can't take full advantage of everything that AI has to offer, everything really that sustainability has to offer. And so I think more and more companies are going to see the benefits of having their data integrated in that way so they can take full advantage of the capabilities of AI.
Interesting. You mentioned it earlier, AI's been around for a while. It's not a new thing, right? But it's one of those things that you just, every day you see a little bit more improvement, a little bit more to make things better and easier, right?
Exactly.
And it's just kind of a gradual.
Although I think in our case, and you may have noticed I said, a world where travel and expenses practically manage themselves. I think from the discussions that I've had with a lot of people, they don't have the trust that everything is going to work out perfectly, and so they still want to see it before it's done. And so we still want to be able to put that layer to say, hey, here's what the technology is recommending based on your behaviors, your travelers, other industries, whatever it is, but still have you have a chance to look at it and say, yeah, that looks good, that doesn't look good.
Yeah, okay. Well, speaking of new technology, SAP Concur has been re-platforming Concur Travel. I've heard a lot about that.
Yep.
What are the latest developments and what are you hearing from customers and suppliers?
It's so exciting. At this point now, we have the newest technology and the newest platform of anyone in the travel space. And so the new Concur Travel, we started rolling it out slightly right after GBTA last year, but now it's been rolled out on Sabre across the major geographies in the US, Europe, Latin America, and we've just launched on Amadeus as well, so that's now rolled out. So a lot of really cool stuff coming with that, where the customers can now see better imagery, newer UX, they can see more fare attributes in one display, all of the benefits of NDC and EDIFACT that are available there. We've got all the sustainability attributes now, so if someone wants to filter for electronic vehicles or they want to see whether the hotel has a charging station or what sustainability scores are, they can do that now. And so we're just really excited because our travelers, our travel managers can now see sort of a brand new experience there that is live, and it just continues to roll out to more and more geographies. So lots of benefits there, lots of productivity enhancements there in terms of fewer clicks needed, faster interfaces, generally better ratings throughout. So we're very excited about that.
Good. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting. We touched on NDC. NDC content has changed, how content is sourced pretty dramatically, and
Yeah.
there's been a lot of buzz, right? A lot of chatter about it. How is that impacting SAP Concur customers, and what are you hearing from travel managers?
It's really interesting. We actually just did our 6th annual Global Business Traveler Survey, and one of the questions that we ask of travel managers is, how do you expect the next year to go? And 99% of them said they expect the next year to be tougher for them than the prior year. And then we asked them, what are some of the things that are concerning to you? And over 35% of them said that the content fragmentation is something that's very important to them, that they think is making their jobs more difficult. For us, we've had NDC since 2019 available in Concur, but one of the things that we heard repeatedly from our customers is that they really wanted it to be available in the GDS. And so, like I said, we just recently launched the GDS version of NDC with Sabre, with Amadeus, and then Travelport will be coming in the next 6 months as well. So it's just a matter of us making sure that all the content's available for them. And it's not an NDC issue, but it's all about content. So Ryanair had recently closed down a lot of avenues that corporations were using to book. We just recently announced that we're doing an integration to Ryanair to ensure that we have their continued content. So, we've really been, since our inception, all about ensuring that travel managers can have all the content they want in Concur Travel, whether it was, Southwest Airlines and Air Canada and Amtrak back in the day, to what is going on now. And we continue to maintain that commitment to our travel managers and travelers that they can find all of the most robust content in Concur. And in the rare instances where maybe it's a supplier, something that isn't a mainstream supplier, or if it's just that the travelers prefer to go directly to the supplier sites, we do have our tripling product that allows them to get their discounts directly on the supplier sites, that brings the data right back into the ecosystem so it could all be managed, and they can still administer their duty of care and do everything that they need to do as if it was booked in the booking tool. So we continue to maintain that commitment to our travel managers as well.
Wow. Well, Charlie, it sure has been a lot of fun watching you guys grow and evolve and transform, and it sounds like there's a lot of cool things happening and continuing to happen.
Yeah,
so.
No, thanks. It's been super exciting. There's been really so much innovation, so many more product features delivered in the last 12 months. And really one of the things that was exciting about the re-platforming is just the speed of innovation that this allows us to do going forward. And so there's really no reason for anyone to look for any other solutions out there, because we'll be able to meet their needs going forward, not just on travel, obviously, but with travel, expense, and the entire ecosystem.
Excellent. Well, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And on
great
10
to
years.
See you. Thanks, I appreciate it.
That is so great.
Thank you.
All right, always great to see you, Charlie.
Same here, appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm Monisa Klein here at the GBTA Broadcast Studio.